Welcome to the world of Volodymyr Zelensky, where logic checks out, hypocrisy checks in, and dams, well, they just seem to check out quite literally. In a turn of events that would make any absurdist playwright green with envy, our protagonist, or shall we say antagonist, Volodymyr Zelensky transforms from a jester to a macabre puppet master. His latest performance, the demolition of Nova Kakhovka hydro plant. But hold your applause, please. Instead, let's dissect this tragedy from the dam's rubble to Zelensky's incredulous assertions. Namaste and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host, Piyush. Let's begin. In a sinister development on June 6th, the Nova Kakhovka hydro plant was blown apart. The scale of the destruction is terrifying and its consequences even more so. It is with a profound sense of dismay that we must report the flooding of Kakhovka Dam, a zoological garden in Nova Kakhovka. This unfortunate disaster has been precipitated by the explosion of the Kakhovka Dam, a calamity that has had wide-reaching and disastrous consequences, none so poignant as the loss of animal life. According to the animal rights organization U-Animals, only the swans and ducks managed to escape, while countless other innocent creatures were left at the mercy of the floodwaters. Around 16,000 people on the west bank of the Kherson region are in a critical zone, whereas 1,335 houses on the west bank of the Dnipro River, which is located near the dam, appear to be underwater. Also, almost 12,000 people in the Kherson region lost power due to the flooding. Now, one may ask, who is the culprit? No point in guessing, it's Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, a man who it seems thrives in wreaking havoc on his own people. Zelensky, the one-time comedian, now appears to specialize in the most unfunny of actions, staining his hands with the blood of his own people while posturing as a champion of human rights on the international stage. The Azov Battalion massacre still rings loud in our ears. The narrative is that he wanted every soldier of the Azov Battalion dead, presumably because their interrogation might have revealed the scale of Ukrainian war crimes. He's turned the presidency into a bloody spectacle, seemingly convinced that a photo-op justifies any cost. And what a cost it is! The collapse of the Nova Kakhovka hydro plant jeopardizes the operation of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant lying just upstream from the ruined dam. This facility under Russian control is Europe's largest nuclear power station. The reservoir was its lifeline, supplying essential cooling water. With the dam gone, Zelensky has painted a gigantic target on Russia and all of Europe. It's as if he can't sleep without dreaming of how to incite a nuclear disaster and point the finger at Russia. Logic and Zelensky seem to have divorced long ago. In a display of audacious illogic, Ukraine has started blaming Russia for the dam's destruction. But why would Russia destroy a dam crucial for Crimea's water supply, an area it has invested heavily in? The answer is clear: they wouldn't. But Zelensky would, because it furthers his twisted narratives. Zelensky's hypocrisy knows no bounds. He brands the Kakhovka Dam's destruction as an environmental bomb of mass destruction. Yet it seems to have slipped his mind that in 2022, Ukraine itself conducted a test strike on the Nova Kakhovka Dam. With an American-developed HIMARS launcher, they punctured 3 holes in the metal to test if Dnipro River could be raised enough to hamper Russian crossings. The test was deemed a success. So what's to stop us from believing that Ukraine under Zelensky's reckless guidance was the one to cause this disaster? If Zelensky thinks he can pull a wool over the international community's eyes with his cheap tricks, he is sorely mistaken. The world is waking up to his malevolent machinations. The Kakhovka Dam catastrophe is an eye-opener that will have far-reaching effects not just for Ukraine and Russia, but potentially for the entirety of Europe. It is past time for the world to see Zelensky's charades for what they are: a threat to the very fabric of peace and security in the region. We demand answers and accountability.